B&V on the radio.
Speaking of which,
Brian and Victor.
welcome back to B&V on the radio. Right now we have Ramsey in studio. Comic.
Yes, okay, fine. Self-confessed.
You actually do a lot with comedy. We were talking previously how you have your own YouTube channel. I know you're on Funny or Die. And you also, you teach online.
Yeah.
Some writing techniques. Would you like to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I teach my methodology. That was the original name of my web show, was Become a Comic. So after I was in the newspaper, which I have a copy for you, my mailman said it was excellent when he read it, and I got a bunch of free copies. You could have that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's...
And it's the article is entitled "If There's a Joke, There's a Way." This is off the Life and Arts section of Orland Park Prairie newspaper. So check that out. There's a great photo of you doing stand-up comedy.
Wearing a Barry Sanders jersey.
Wearing the same jersey that you're wearing tonight.
By the way,
check that out. Pretty awesome article.
Your mailman, are you very close with him? Because
No.
you must have done some research.
Yeah, I know.
He saw your picture and he's like, hey, got a couple extra copies for you, Mr. Swice.
Yeah, he's like, I love your article. I asked him if he could get me extra copies. He got me 4.
Wow.
And then
I love
got
how
7
last
from the
names
editor.
are so hard to remember on this show. Because we always just go with first name. It's always like a first
Yeah.
name basis. So we're just like, Ramsey. And then it's like, Ramsey Swice. Is that right? That's pretty much how we are.
So I teach my
Yeah,
methodology. It was originally called Become a Comic. And now it's called I Never Repeat a Joke. And I have people come on my show who have never done comedy before. And so I teach online. It's called How to Sell Yourself as a Comedy Writer. I also have for Brennan.
How long you
and
been
Victor.
doing the online thing?
Online, my web show?
No, the teaching of comedy.
I start on. I've been in practice. I've been in training. I have a picture of me in the online classroom. So I learned that, and I start teaching in like next week, Friday.
How long ago was that?
When
did you start teaching the online courses?
Well, they contacted me after they saw me in the newspaper, and then and they hired me. I don't have a teaching degree, but I qualify. And then I was in Celebrity Times magazine in Atlanta.
Can I see that when you're done with that?
Yeah.
And I bought that also for you, and I also have...
Your DVD.
Yeah, well, this is a DVD that's about my uncle who looks just like me. But I'm 5'2".
This is a documentary that you were telling me about earlier, right?
I sent it out to film festivals.
Why don't you talk a little bit about your documentary that you did?
Well, this one is only available on Chill. Yeah, it's like $1.49. It's 20 minutes about my uncle, who's I'm 130 pounds. He's like 450. He needs to get surgery. It's about a condition.
How much would you weigh if you were normal size?
No, exactly. And we drive around in my smart car, and we go to a bunch of proctologists, and he needs to get surgery, and then I get diagnosed. It's about hemorrhoids, which 90% of the population have, and it's a short 20 minutes, and I bought a copy of it because it's. I think if 90% of people are suffering, that more awareness should be brought to it. That's 20 minutes, and it is a trailer. The trailer's on YouTube, but the video, like I said, it's private. I signed a contract with Chill, so I can't even if I wanted to make it public, I can't. But my other documentary that was requested, that I was talking to with New York Times and Quad Cinemas, who's an affiliate of New York Times. It's called Brent Spends the Night. It's about my business partner who suffers from autism. We've been business partners. Yeah, we've been business partners for a year and a half. And he just heckles me, and so I've learned a lot from him.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's broken the railing at Comedy Shrine, and he's been kicked out of Cigars and Stripes, and he's slammed a Coke bottle against the garbage can, and his hand was bleeding all over the place, and he
Sounds pretty hardcore for a guy with autism.
He's actually a really nice guy. I've talked to him a couple times at the Ashbury. Ashbury, if you're local, you would know that hosts Hot Cup of Comedy on Thursdays and then like every other.
Which Brennan
Saturday.
recently was
Shut
featured
up.
on
Shut
last
up.
week.
Shut up.
Yeah, Brennan. Anyway.
So the free documentary.
So lame of you. I cannot believe you did
shouldn't
that.
you shouldn't have bragged about it for the last 2 weeks.
I just found out I was doing it like 3 days ago.
Yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Brennan was not bragging.
Congratulations, man. That's a big step. I think I saw the banner,
I made
actually.
it. I made it. Oh, I made the banner too.
Took your
I was just kidding. There was no banner. Are you kidding me?
Oh, okay. Well, I saw one of you coming up then.
Okay.
But
Coming
there's
To Ashbury?
there's another. There was a banner of you with
Dale?
like 6 other comedians.
Oh,
think that might be
that's
the Dale.
for October 5th at
Yeah.
Chicago Heavy Pub.
Yeah, I'll come to
I
that.
actually don't usually plug my stuff. It's really, I don't know why. I'm reading through this. Which magazine was this in? Or what was this one in?
Well, I think Brennan's the best comedian I've ever seen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What was this in?
Celebrity Times Magazine. It's
I
called
see
Look
a
Who's
really
Laughing Now.
interesting question that I actually love talking about, and it's about the social, political standpoint of like miking and going to open mics.
Yeah.
Victor knows that I can talk for hours about how comics are worse than teenagers in high school. The question was asked to you: how do you deal with the negativity of your fellow comics who have tried to discourage you from pursuing your dream of a stand-up? Mostly because I know from going to the open mic that there is a lot of trash talking behind people's backs.
Very territorial.
It is. How do you deal with it, especially with that insane concept to me of doing one joke one time? Because doing one joke one time to me, as a person that tries to write comedy, stand-up comedy, it sounds insane to me. I guess first question, do you find writing one joke one time to be a challenge or difficult?
No.
Why?
Because I have thousands and thousands of jokes.
But like, how do you what's your process for developing your jokes then?
I've been writing for
me,
11 years. My comedy muscle is extremely strong.
Yeah.
I have an extremely strong muscle part of the brain.
You have like an enlarged comic heart, basically.
You should get that
Thank
checked
you.
out.
Yeah, you're like the Grinch. Comedy.
And that year, his comedy muscle grew 3 times that big.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not
Like,
funnier than Victor, though.
I don't. To me, it's
Thanks,
insane that you
I
actually
can't believe
try and like it's a very noble thing to try and not tell the same joke twice.
Yeah, so to answer the question that you're about to ask is how do I deal with the flack?
I was about to ask what your favorite color was, first of all. So don't be putting words in my mouth, Mr. Ramsey Swice. But no, go on. You're right, because that's what it was.
Oh, okay. So now that I have, so I'm wearing this Barry Sanders jersey because this is my 20th radio interview in 5 different countries. So it's a celebration, but I was on the radio in Kentucky last Friday. I had 4 interviews in one day, and
Kentucky is in Ethiopia, in case any of our listeners did not know. That's just international.
One of the
Oh, and some guy called in, and he's like, "Why are you always making fun of that retard?" And then he asked me where I lived. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Did you
I left it.
Okay.
Oh well, I was just gonna say. I mean, that automatically was put me in, fighting mode. Like if he would have said it to my face, I would have definitely fought him because I've never said that in public in front of.
You're talking about an acquaintance you have.
My business partner. He accused me of always dogging him. So I don't know. He said he lived in LA. He wanted to know when I was moving there because I'm moving there. So I mean, a lot of the flack, unless it's dangerous, which I've gotten some people do things where I've had to go to the police. It's in my car, actually. I haven't gone to the police yet, but my lawyer told me to. I have like 16 pages of like 40 different comedians just talking about how I have high expectations. So honestly, all of that whole mythology of bad publicity is good publicity, you just have to know how to use that to it's a very pivotal I have a very pivotal occupation where I don't try to egg people on. They're automatically egged on, and I don't mind it because I've had a lot done. Like I've had a pretty difficult life. I'm pretty resilient, and so if there's a lot of flack, I think that it's good publicity is bad publicity. And I mean, I record everything, so I really, you can see that I don't repeat jokes. I've written a screenplay
You
about
actually do you do an internet show. Sorry to interrupt you.
No.
I just wanted to accentuate that point you just made, where you videotape pretty much everything, and you put it online for people to see.
Every show.
And I believe your last episode was episode 60 or 61.
60 is on Wednesday.
And none of those jokes were repeated.
Exactly.
And you're going to mics where it's 5 minutes each time-ish, about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that's just the
but it's not all open mic shows. I've done shows in front of 200 people before. That was nominated by Funny or Die. I've done showcases, and but again, going back to the flack, I don't mind it. I got beat up by a woman. Show number 41.
Physically?
I did that Jesus joke that I told you before the show. Yeah, I was bleeding everywhere.
All right, you can tell it if you want to.
Oh, the joke
You're not gonna
was.
use it on stage anyway.
the joke. Well, I thought she was the owner, and I said if Jesus was famous, they would call him lowercase t, and I couldn't even get to my next joke. She just pummeled me. She was taller than me when I was on stage, and her boyfriend was. It's all on video. It's a short video.
Was she taller than you off stage as well?
No,
I mean, while he was on the two
there were
first
60
booths of
people
the
there.
stage, she was still taller.
Was she taller than if you got on Victor's shoulders?
Depends if he's standing on them or just the legs around my neck.
Well, they call her the town drunk. She's known as the town drunk in that bar. Okay. So you can imagine the kind of ogre that.
So she's drinking tall boys of PBR where you're still drinking short boys of PBR.
Zing! Yeah.
Zing! Sorry.
But people have been very, very supportive. I mean, there's no.
Does that outweigh the negative? Because I mean, because everyone understands where it's like there's gonna be people that talk crap about you no matter what you do.
That's
it's
good.
unavoidable.
It's always good.
But and there has to be a support group for what you're doing, and people that admire was like, wow, that's really awesome that you never tell the same joke.
Yeah, and that's how I got in. I got 20 interviews. That's people are always asking, and which is really nice. That's how I got in the interview. I mean, on the newspaper, free advertising and the magazine. So it's just a new strategy, and I want to see, where it goes, how far I could take. I mean, I know I could go up to 1,000, 20,000. That's definitely possible. I could go across the U.S. to other countries and just keep not repeating jokes. And I just want to see, because I've never heard of it, and I just want to see.
How long you get to
Yeah. What's your end game with this never repeating a joke?
Thank you for asking. And this was a huge step for me. Is that when I went to Hollywood, I pitched my show. I was wearing a I Never Repeat a Joke T-shirt. Everyone was like, "Oh, this Arab Christian is doing something that a lot of people are gonna."
You're Arab?
You didn't know that?
I just assumed you were Italian. I've said that to you
I'm sorry.
before. That's the
Oh, yeah.
I remember the first time I met you. For whatever reason, you being Arabic got brought up, and then I was very shocked for whatever reason. I don't know if that's like a racial thing or not.
Because I look Italian.
And I was like, I would have just guessed Italian from you. I would have just assumed you like, I don't know, marinara sauce.
Yeah.
Like more than the average midget, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, little person.
No, it's
Oh, chips enough.
Only
Look
4%.
like Willy Wonka, and now we have.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you ever worked in Chips Enough Candy Factory?
like a Oompa Loompa.
Yeah.
But
Did
only
you see that
4.
guy's glasses, by the way?
Yeah. Oh, the Chips Ahoy, yeah.
They did not seem Willy Wonka-esque.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
He seemed like a guy that was like he would blow a line of like chocolate powder with like a golden ticket, and then he cut up that chocolate powder with like a Hershey's square. It's another candy joke.
Euphemisms.
Yeah. Whatever that means. Seriously, what it means.
Sorry. More
But-
than 3 syllables.
Ramsey, you're a book dealer. You probably read that word before. What does that mean?
What?
Euthanism.
Euthanize them.
Yeah, that one. No,
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah. But anyway, I was gonna to answer Victor's question. When I went to Hollywood, I was sporting my Never Repeat a Joke apparel, and I was pitching it, and the Madhouse Entertainment said if I get to 1 million hits, I was at 500,000 at that point, that I would get a TV contract. So, I don't know if I mentioned I'm moving to LA. Anybody listening, go to stores.ebay.com/boostliteracy, because I'm giving away books, because I'm moving to LA and I can't bring them with me. That's why Brennan said I'm a book dealer.
Can we talk a little bit about you being a book dealer?
Yeah.
Because I find that like that's like one of the most random things I've ever heard anyone doing.
You know how much, that's, in the resale business, that's where the money is. That's where the most money is made in reselling books.
How long ago was it that you got into book dealing?
Oh wait, when I got my smart car and I could travel, because there's a lot of libraries that closed down. And so what I would do is I would just drive all over